Today we'll be completely restoring my 2004 Yamaha Blaster. I just picked this thing up recently on Facebook Marketplace and it's absolutely filthy. It looks like the previous owner never washed it once in all its ownership. There's just some broken pieces everywhere on it, broken foot guards, it has a ripped seat, little broken pieces on the plastics, missing the key ignition, and of course it's just completely covered in dirt. Lucky enough, I ordered all the brand new parts we needed before we even started this video, so now everything is here today and we have all these goodies to install on the bike and really bring this thing back to life. And in order to do that, we got a bunch of products from Temu, which are the main necessities of this build, and will help bring this thing back the cheapest and easiest way possible. This would be the second blaster I've done on this channel. This blaster is the newer front body style with the different style headlight on it. It's pretty clean overall, but it's missing a few things. And as you can see in there's a Tor's delete on it, but it was done incorrectly. So if you know about these Tor's deletes, once you remove them, you have to put an idle screw in the carburetor. The previous owner did not do that, so this bike right now does not stay idling. It'll start, but it will not idle. Right in this hole here is where we have to add an idle screw. We did this on my other blaster as well. You have to do it every time you delete the giant Tors, which is like a safety system that comes on numerous bikes. I picked this thing up for $900 because it was not running. I think they were originally asking $1,500, but $900 is what I picked up my other blaster for, and I ended up selling that one for $2,000. So $900 into this one, we probably have about $200 or $300 worth of parts we're gonna be throwing on it today. Oil pump delete, parking brake delete, of course, like I said, the Tor's delete. Some missing bolts, it's kind of loose in a bunch of little spots, and she just needs a little love. Looking at this air filter, not looking too great, not looking too great. Figured I'd show you that it does run first though, before we take it all apart. I believe it's just hot wired right now. No idle. This thing sounds terrible right now. Holy smokes. That sounds absolutely garbage. Well, the blaster absolutely sounds terrible right now, but it looks even worse. So we're gonna throw this thing up, clean it, mostly so I don't get dirt all over my garage when I'm working on this thing, but spray it down in some super clean or some purple power, really break all the dirt and gunk loose on this thing, and we'll pull out the pressure washer and spray every single crevice I can on this thing. You can see the red frame already shining way brighter. All the stickers and graphics went flying off this thing when I was pressure washing it. You can see it flying in the background of the video. But look at those plastics shining, boys. Now, in order to get this Yamaha Blaster looking brand new again, we need a few things to actually fix it up. The simple toolkit from Temu, 53-piece toolkit. This will have everything we need, tools-wise, to take this thing apart. So, we'll be needing right here is a key gun. This will help us a lot with installing the new seat cover and the vinyls on the plastics, the new graphics. My most useful product to restore things are these magic sponges that you can get. Look how many you get here. I go through these things like crazy. So these are so useful. You just get them damp with some water and scrub away, and I will show you how much these help on plastics, on any type of motorcycle, any type of bike, even headlights on cars. And of course, the final touches, which we will be using right now to clean up the bike, is going to be these amazing microfiber towels. And they have a very nice edge to them. I love it. You can hang dry them very easily. It's now time to dry off this bike, bring it inside, and get to work. Temu offers a site-wide sale with savings up to 90% off. They have free shipping and free returns for up to 90 days. You also get $5 credit for any late delivery. They offer a price protection policy. If you order something and then the price drops within 30 days, you can request a partial refund on that order. My top two favorite items, which we will be using in this video, is the 53-piece set car repair toolkit that comes in just at $46. And like I showed you, these magic erasers, I go through these things by the dozen. So I get a 32-piece kit, which is literally only $2.50. Don't forget to download the Temu app through my link or my code down in the description below. You can get a $100 coupon bundle. Also, this bendable extension that I didn't even know was in this kit, and I was so stoked when I found this. It makes life 100 times easier when you're working in a tight corner and you might need just that little bit of angle to be able to crack a bolt loose. Here we got to work pulling all the plastics, pulling all the bits off this bike, stripping it down so we can access everything a little bit easier, and of course cleaning all the dirt out of the crevices and cracks of this bike where it's just been built up over years and years of riding on this machine. Won't be needing these because we got new ones. This one was all broken. Blaster already looking 1,000 times better than it did when we first rolled it in here, but we got it all stripped down. Now we got all the plastics off of there. As you can see, all that gunk that was built up all over the frame in the front, all over the control arms, all that is gone. We're still going to go in and clean it up a little bit more, but This thing was just caked in oil and dirt from all corners of the engine, all corners of the suspension. You saw it, but it's shiny up pretty good now, just for cleaning off with the power washer. But of course, when we come towards the end, we're gonna shine it up a little bit more. Now it's time to come in here and remove a few things that we don't need on the bike, and then we'll start installing our parts and getting everything set up for that. It's time to crack open our little toolbox. This thing literally has everything. I love this because it has all the types of Phillips heads, whereas on a lot of these bikes you'll notice that the fat Phillips screws, standard screwdriver is actually not the right style Phillips. But PZ3, yeah, that bad boy fits perfect in there. Doesn't strip the head at all. Very useful kit. Like, I underestimated just from the photos. I'm gonna buy 2 more of these actually and keep them in my car. Well, I'm gonna start working on the parking brake and the Torx delete. I started with removing the cable from the top of the handle and removing all the little adjusters that we don't need up there. Ran the cable back, removed the parking brake itself off the hydraulic caliper, which then leaves you with a little rod that sticks out. So I had to pull the cover off, and I looked, and it looks like the cover has a recessed spot for that rod to sit in, so perfect. We'll throw on the brand new cover, bolt it all down, throw a little Loctite on there because we don't want this thing coming loose, and I believe it would actually leak all your hydraulic fluid out. So roll it back and forth, brakes still work, we're good to go. My luck lately has been absolutely terrible. Just dropped my camera, completely just broke my lens. Oh my goodness, dude. We're stuck with my one wide angle lens now. Gone through all my camera lenses lately, so this is the 3rd lens I got. Let's hope this one lasts. Alright, it's time to remove all the oil tank stuff. So we got oil tank back here with a 1 plug to it, and then it runs all the way to front here, which we're going to pull the oil pump out, and we have an oil pump block off plate as well. This lens does not have autofocus, so this should be a fun one, but block off plate here. So now we got to take all this fun stuff off so we can get the back of this case off, because that's where the actual gear is for the oil pump. So we got to pull that gear off to be able to access everything else, and yeah. Oil looks pretty damn good. That's a good sign. Wow, that one just had to be worked out. That's crazy. So as you see, we got our oil pump here, and then like I said, the reason we have to pop it off is because there's this little gear back here. So we got to pop that little C-clip off the gear, slide that gear off, and then we'll be able to pull the oil pump through. So there she goes. Slide off the plastic gear. Then it has a little keyway. This is where the oil pump was, this little hole up here. And here is our little cover and bolts that we will be using to block that off now. So I always like to just throw a little dab of some Honda Bond on there, just to get it nice and sealed up. The Temu toolkit even had this tiny little Allen I needed for this right here. It's literally a 3mm. We got our new side case cover gasket here. We're going to throw that on. We're going to throw it all back together now. Coming in here, and we're going to remove the piece of the Torx out of the throttle assembly. So pop the little cover off. There's another little Phillips in here for the Torx itself. I also got some new grips for us to throw on too, so we can go ahead and out with the old. It's now time to completely strip our carb down and put in the idle screws. So we got our drill, tap, and the screw itself. Right here, we got our big old carburetor. I like keeping the stock carbs. It's a McKinney carb stock, and it's a really good carb. Pain. Yeah, not too bad actually. Idle screw. If you don't know, this is an idle screw. Usually has a spring on it, but in this circumstance, it doesn't with the cheap kit. But this is how it comes stock, and it pushes your actual slide up here. So right now there's no hole going through here, as this hole is sealed because it had a Torx on it. So now we're going to drill all the way through to get to the slide, and then this part will be touching the slide that will therefore be adjusting our idle. We're going to come in here with the file because this little piece that we're going to be screwing into is a little angled, as you can see it. Just barely, maybe from this way you can see it a little better. Has a little angle to it. I got the idle screw threaded into there. You can see it poking through right over there in the corner. Got it all threaded in, so the threads are perfect now. As you can see, or maybe you can't now because I can't zoom in with this lens, but there's some beautiful threads down in there. I'm very happy with how it came out. But as you can see, the carb's still pretty dirty. Some dirt and some crevices. So what I'm going to do is plop it in here with all our other bolts and stuff, the ultrasonic cleaner, and we'll let it do its wonders. So I looped the connector for the Tors up front here, loop it back here in the harness as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that, loop them both ways. But now we have a new key ignition because it didn't come with keys. Came with the title, no keys. 2 keys, and we'll pop this ignition into the cover here, and we'll be able to get everything plugged in accordingly. Been over here working on this side of the bike because on the stator cover I had a brand new gasket. I didn't even know I bought this. I have a new OEM gasket for that, and then I had a brand new shift seal to put in here on the shifter shaft. So there's our old one. Here's the package for the OEM one I just slid in there. Now we're going to throw on the new gasket, throw the cover back on, and this side of the bike is buttoned up. Carb looking brand new again after coming out of the parts cleaner. About to assemble the carb again, and I threw on the plastics. They're still dirty. I still got to come in here and use those magic sponges I got. Carb looking brand new again, ready to be thrown back in, throw the vent lines back on, throw the fuel line back in, slide back in, and we got an idle screw now, boys. So Tors deleted, officially deleted now. Alright, so I just went in here and I filled it with some motor oil, threw some gas in it. I changed the actual gas vent line because if you run these, you're restricting your bike from breathing. These do not breathe enough air. You need an open vent line. I didn't loop this Tors yet because I looked last time and I didn't have to last time. It might be different on the older year blasters. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm going to try starting it and see if it idles without that looped because it's a pain to get to right now. What the hell is it leaking from on the carb? The flow must be stuck. Just put that bad boy on. Let's see if it starts though. Well, it sounds like it will idle now. Well, I didn't think so, but it doesn't look like we have to loop that back Tors thing. But fixed the carb, the float was stuck for some reason. Took the bowl back off, fixed the float on that. So we don't have to loop this one like I originally thought. Not leaking no more. Sounds pretty good. No Airbox, that's why you can hear the carb like that. Kill switch works now, the key. Turn it right back on, but Blaster is dialed. Alright, we got our back plastic thrown back on. Time to throw all the Airbox goodies in. So let's crack some stuff open. Got the filter cage, OEM Airbox cover. That bad boy will sit right on there. Got the seal for it, and like I said, got a filter. So got everything we needed here, boys. Put that bad boy in there. This should help quiet down the Airbox a lot. We got the last thing to really throw on besides the seat cover is some OEM Yamaha foot guards. So I went and grabbed both of them, even though only the one side is broken. It was just easier to get both. So it's just how it is, boys. So as you can see, the seat cover has a big tear in it, and that's just going to get worse and worse as we ride. It's just going to keep ripping all the way down and all the way across and all the way below that. So it's time to get this seat cover off. So what we're going to do, pull the seat off. And within our toolkit from Temu, I found a really, really nice flathead screwdriver, which we're going to use to come in here, pull all these staples out the bottom of the seat, peeling this OEM cover right off. Alright. We are now closing in on completing the Yamaha Blaster rebuild. As you saw, we just pulled the seat cover off. Well, I got the new seat cover just kind of sitting on here for now, and I just pulled out the heat gun. So this heat gun is going to do wonders on this project right now. So as you can see, the seat cover is all stiff and wrinkled up, and the thing you can do is you can put it in the oven, which is very scary in my opinion, or use a heat gun like this to get this leather very stretchable, loose, and everything. So when you staple it down, it looks good. There's no wrinkles, there's nothing in it. And we're going to be using this heat gun I got from Temu. This tool is only $27. So it comes with the front attachments, which is the only heat gun I've gotten that actually comes with this. And this wide one works perfect for stuff like this because you're not pointing the air in direct one spot and burning spots on the seat cover. You're shooting a wide range of the air to just kind of warm it up. This heat gun also has an LCD screen on the back. You can change the actual temperature here on the back of it, or you can actually change the amount of air that comes through it by the trigger here. So the goal is just to get it hot where it wants to stretch and move freely. There, we just gotta get the middle part done of the seat, and should be all good from there. Seat cover turned out absolutely amazing. The only thing I wish I did was lift this Yamaha a little bit higher in the back so it had a little bit more silver trim below the seat, but that's just me being super picky with it. But everything else, all the seams, everything is hidden. It looks perfect. But now it is time to clean up all this plastic. So you see this yellow compared to white right here where the old sticker used to be? That's where the magic erasers will come in and do all their magic and remove all those little stains that we have all over in these plastics before we put on the brand new graphics. Now it is time to show you why these things are called magic erasers. I use these on all my projects, especially when I get them and the plastics are looking rough like this. So like I said, there's a yellow fog here. You see all this on here. Power washer. This is after a power washer hit it and rubbing it down with a towel. And some of these will just not come out. Soak them in some water, wring it out. Brand new one. Hit it with a few passes. Look at that, already washing away. Look at the bold line that's there. In just a few passes, it like blows my mind every time I come in here and use these on some plastics, because this will make your bike look brand new again. It's actually insane. Look how much is coming off of there. Just peels it right off, dude. Just a little elbow grease, and I'm gonna have this bike looking brand new in just a second. The magic erasers did wonders, and there's no more stains in any of these plastics. These plastics actually came out way better than I anticipated. They look amazing, and they look brand new. Everything on this bike looks brand new right now. I came in here, cleaned it up a little bit more. In here with these nice microfibers, cleaning all of it up, drying it all up, getting it ready, because we're gonna put the sticker kit on now. So 10 pack of these microfibers is literally $3, so check the description down below. All right, here's our final step. Full set of graphics that we need to complete this bike. Make these a little bit easier to put on. I use the heat gun. I set one side down, heat up the sticker a little bit so it stretches a little bit, and then we apply. All right. So we come in with the heat gun. Ooh, boy. And turning this blaster back to brand new, looking like it's 04 yet again. This thing looks absolutely perfect now. This bike looks brand new again. It looks like how it did when it rolled off the showroom floor 20 years ago, and few little scratches here and there, but if you were to find this thing online, you would think this thing was absolutely mint. I thought this video would be a really good video to show you guys a little bit of some side hustle and be transparent on all the prices on everything. Literally able to take this $900 quad that I found on Facebook Marketplace, take a very cheap toolkit which had all the tools we needed, an air gun for the seat and the vinyls, microfibers to really get in there and clean, and of course the magic erasers to get all that old crud away, and was able to turn this $900 bike into something that I would post for $2,500. Very minimal parts we had to put on. A lot of them we didn't even really need. I only put on just to make this thing really, really mint again. Able to make a quick flip on a bike, and that's a way you can make some money and also save some money with some very cheap tools. My plans for this thing is probably gonna be to sell it. I might ride it a little bit. Who am I kidding? We have to ride it before we sell it. That is gonna do it for this video though. I wanna say thank you for Temu for sponsoring today's video, and make sure you check out the description down below with all the links for all the products I used and to download the app and save a bunch of money on the app. There's literally items on there that are 90% off, and you will get a $100 coupon bundle when you use my link down below to download the app. One thing left to do now, and that's to ride it. And while I was on Temu fishing around, I went and found this helmet, which is perfect. I don't want to hear any excuses for people not wearing helmets. This helmet was literally $54. Like, with a visor, full front face visor, and it has the sunglass part with the switch down. And it's a DOT rated and approved helmet. Come on, there's literally no excuses that you can't be wearing a helmet.